Great friend from NBA Today, Kendrick Perkins. Let's start with this. The Denver coach, Michael Malone, very publicly called out his team and their effort after Game 2. How do you think that's going to play with those players?
Well, Tony, let me say this. First of all, you looking casket sharp. My brother Wilbon, he looking very club livish. Let me find out you try to change back the hands of time because you down there in Miami. Don't get to acting funny,
right.
all right? That's the
right,
first thing.
Let
me say this. Let me say that first. But Michael Malone was right. And this is the NBA Finals. You don't have time for people's feelings. And outside of Jokic and Jamal Murray, everybody else is replaceable when it comes down to minutes on the floor. So if you're not going to go out there and give 100%, guess what? You have guys like Jeff Green and Bruce Brown and the kid Brown to come in off the bench. So, it's no time for feelings. They better take it as constructive criticism. And this is not the first time that he's called his team out publicly, and they always responding.
Perk, I'm wondering if, and this is probably an opinion as much as anything else, I think that the Heat may be in the Nuggets' heads a little bit from the way that game unfolded to blowing that 15-point home court lead in Game 2. Am I crazy to think that? Or is Denver looking at Miami just a little bit saying, man, we can't put these dudes away?
Well, I said this before the series started. The Denver Nuggets haven't faced a team like Miami this entire postseason. When you look at it, they have never faced adversity. This Heat team is disciplined. They were the instigators, right? You're watching them. They're going to make you uncomfortable defensively. They're going to get into your airspace. They're going to fight and get up over screens. Very seldom are they going to break rotations. So if I'm the Denver Nuggets, I'm like, well, damn, what else? They're taking away our backdoor cuts. Aaron Gordon didn't get that in Game 2. I don't believe he's going to get that in Game 3. What's the secondary option? But again, that's the brilliance of Eric Spoelstra. He's going to see, we're going to make you counter. We're going to force you to your weakness. You're going to have to beat us doing something else.
There's so much speculation, Perk, down here that Tyler Herro is back. And obviously that's cause for a kid who's so important to their team to be healthy enough to even think of playing tomorrow in Game 3. But is that necessarily a good thing, trying to work a relatively high-volume shooter, work him back into the lineup after missing so many weeks?
But guess what? It's not Eric Spoelstra's problem. It's not the Miami Heat problem. It's a Tyler Herro problem. This team has beaten the Milwaukee Bucks, the Knicks, the Celtics, and now they're in the finals. When your team has success without you, it's on you to come back and fit into the team. Tyler Herro got to do his best, meaning buying into whatever role he may have. He can't even think about what he did in the regular season or what they signed him, what type of money they signed him to, or he's the third best player. No, whatever role you have to play, you have to buy in.
We will get you out of here on this. I preface it by saying that I know you picked the Miami Heat to win the entire series. Yeah. But let's look at Game 3 for a second, given what Michael Malone has said to his players and given that it's 1-1. Which way are you leaning specifically in Game 3?
I'm going with the Heat, Tony. I'm going with the Heat. Look, the role players play better at home. Hell, the Miami Heat role players been playing great on the road, so imagine what they're going to do when they get home. And we still haven't seen a great game out of Jimmy Butler. He's destined for one. He's due for one. So I think the Miami Heat are going to come out. I know they're going to take full advantage of where they at right now, even in the series on the road. I got the Miami Heat winning in great fashion. Not in good fashion, in great fashion.
All right, something to look forward to.
Thank you, Perk.
Out there. Yeah.
As always, thank you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all, fellas.
Let's take one last break. Still to come, bad news for the Rangers and Jacob deGrom.
And Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz both make it to the French Open semis. I'm with Perk, Tony. I got Miami winning tomorrow night. I do. And I said I picked the Nuggets. I didn't have the guts to pick Miami. But I think they're in the Nuggets' head just a little bit.
The Miami Heat, they were the first team to get a win in Denver this postseason thus far, and that happened without Jimmy Butler, with his scoring being down at least. He's averaging just 17 points a game in the finals, his lowest in any series this playoff. So let's take a listen to Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler on what exactly more they need from their star if they want to continue to win.
He's a two-way basketball player, and he does so many winning things that I think, unfortunately, when you view maybe a 56-point game, everybody on the outside views that he has to do that every game to impact winning. He understands the levers that contribute to winning. And the way they defend, they're prioritizing protecting the paint against him. So he has to make the right reads. And then down the stretch, those were his best moments. And that's really key for us.
I think I've done great. I think I've done what I've needed to do to get us to 1-1. I hope it was 2-0 in our favor. It is not. I don't pay attention to stats. I'm not going to lie. I've said that all along. As long as we win, everybody's playing great. Just because I score a lot of points one game, it doesn't make you a scorer. I'm not a volume shooter. I don't do any of that. I don't press to score. I only press to win. So if I pass the ball every possession, if we win, I don't care. If I shoot the ball every possession and we win, I don't care. This playoff Jimmy narrative is not a thing. I just want to win along with everybody else. So I don't worry about too much other things except for winning.
The man, the myth, the podcast legend, Zach Lowe, is joining us now. And Zach, we've heard Jimmy Butler say that, you know what, I didn't feel like I was deferring too much in game one or game two. He feels like he was in the exact right place at the exact right time. But what more do you think the Heat need from him if they want to keep this going here?
I thought game two was pretty close to what they need from him to win. He bullied Jamal Murray a little bit more, and he's going to have that matchup sometimes if he's guarding Jamal Murray on the other end. He bullied Kentavious Caldwell-Pope a little bit on switches. They'll probably need a little bit more of that kind of Jimmy as the series goes on, but I thought his passing was awesome in game two. He understood that the Nuggets were going to drop back on the pick and roll against him, give him an alleyway into the paint, and he said, you know what? I'm just going to take it. I'm going to dribble. I'm going to prod. I'm going to get to the basket. You're going to send help inside because you can't leave Bam for an alley-oop dunk. And they got some kick-out threes off of that. I thought he read the game pretty well, defended his butt off against Jamal Murray. At some point in this series, to get 4 wins, one of those wins is going to have to be a bigger scoring game from Jimmy, I think. But I thought he was great in game two.
You know what that makes me think of, Zach? It makes me think of Richard Jefferson's recipe for success, because you need a game. What is the recipe, Richard? You need one game from your star?
You need no. You need 2 games from your stars, 1 game for your others, and 1 game that you're not supposed to win. Mike Malone said it. If they would have won that game 2, he would have said, if we would have won this game and Jamal Murray's shot would have gone in, we didn't deserve to win this game. You always need one of those games in the finals. Unfortunately, the Miami Heat have been winning those types of games because of their fourth quarter comebacks all year long.
But the question is...
So what do you think that Jimmy needs to do? Right, yeah. Go
Hold
ahead,
on,
Perk.
I didn't know it paused for 10 seconds. I thought it
No,
was
man,
time
y'all
for
are
me
in
to
LA.
chime
Perk's in the
in.
driver's seat today.
Nah, I thought
Go
it was
ahead,
time for
Perk.
me to chime in. It paused for 10 seconds.
It is.
I just want to know who are the stars on the Miami Heat. We know about Jimmy Butler, but like I said, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP could have went to Caleb Martin, and some say that it should have went to him. Like, he shined that bright. So when I think about Jimmy, he's not going to have one of those moments where he have to go out there and drop one of those 40-piece flats, air dried. He's not going to have to do that this series. He just have to continue to play within the system and trust his teammates. If you notice, the way that they pass the ball, the way that he passed the ball to his teammates, is passed with energy. And when they catch it with energy, they're going to finish it with energy. That means made threes, made layups. So I'm liking this version of Jimmy because I believe in the postseason, Jimmy Butler has graduated in the same conversation with some of the most elite players across the league, meaning that he could take off the first, second, and third quarter and then take over the fourth. So him going out there and having a 40-piece, no, I don't think they have to, especially against this Denver Nugget team.
Maybe they don't have to, but it might be nice, particularly because they continue to say we are going to be the first team to forward.